Hey there, it's Todd from Mental Events. So glad you could connect with the channel. I think you being here was meant to be. So if you're curious about living a more mindful and purposeful existence, but not sure where or how to start, then hit subscribe below and I'll keep sending you videos on how to get your mindfulness practice off the ground. So learning how to add ease from years of rigid and overly judgmental thinking isn't easy. And it's not uncommon to give up on a mindfulness practice not long after you've had the intention to start. There might be many reasons for that. Maybe it's because you think it's something you're incapable of doing. Or maybe you've had the belief that it actually runs contrary to your need to get things done. Often giving up on a mindfulness practice comes down to not knowing what to do or how to handle certain situations, and that's completely understandable. So this week I want to share with you a mindfulness framework that I've developed. Think of it as a roadmap and a how-to guide with 6 suggestions to living life with more mindful intent. And real quick, just before we dive in, I want to mention that if you haven't subscribed to the Mental Events channel just yet, no worries, there's still time. So hit subscribe below to get notified every time I post a new video, and I'll continue to send you more how-to and educational videos about mindful living. All right, let's go through the At Ease Mindfulness Framework together, one step at a time. First up, awareness. Awareness of mind, body, and breath. It's been said that if all you were ever aware of was thinking, then you wouldn't even realize that you were thinking. You'd be continuously mindless, bundled and packaged up as little boxes of thought, endlessly moving down the conveyor belt of nonstop thinking. But we both know that there's ample evidence from our everyday lives that we're not always lost in thought, that we're actually aware of the present moment and what's on our minds. Having awareness for your life is knowing what you're feeling and what impermanent state of mind is currently present. Awareness is always found in the present moment, right there accompanying you when you decide to take a conscious breath, or when noticing a sensation in your body, or when experiencing a pleasant smell. And it's always there behind the scenes, waiting to become present even when you're lost in thought. So instead of staying boxed in by your thoughts, the intention here is to purposely become aware of what's on your mind in order to step back from automatic thinking and rash decision making. By bringing an awareness to your mind, it's coming to realize that who you are is far more important than the content of your current thoughts. And when shifting your focus to what is present, the idea here is that you'll be able to relate to your life and mind with greater psychological flexibility, approaching whatever exists with a newfound sense of openness and understanding. So remember, it all starts by noticing yourself noticing. That's awareness, and it's worth tapping into, so that you're no longer boxed in by your thoughts, preconceived notions, and all those assumptions. All it takes is for you to purposely flip the switch to inquire as to what's currently happening in this moment, and nobody else can do that but you. Trust in my effort and the practice. The mind has a mind of its own, and much of your mindfulness practice will be about learning to live with it in harmony. Yet some approach their newfound mindfulness practice thinking, I didn't immediately feel any less anxious or any less attached to my thoughts, so I guess it doesn't work for me. This is a common misconception in that looking for immediate results from the process of looking for results, it leaves you with more of what you started with. More preoccupation with being elsewhere, with thinking about thoughts, and less living in the present moment. Trusting in the practice is about allowing yourself to be okay with your thoughts, as they're actually just mental events, and many of them are very misleading and not to be trusted. Trusting in the practice of mindfulness, it's the behavior of flexibly committing to the action of paying attention on purpose, and then relating to your thoughts with less judgment. So this intentional act of doing, of noticing mindfully what's present, it's just as important as experiencing lessening symptoms of anxiety or experiencing peace of mind. And like any skill, mindfulness is cultivated through a dedicated practice, and trusting in the process is a significant part of that. Think of it like training your attention muscle, where many repetitions go into developing paying attention on purpose. And what do we know about developing any new skill? With any new challenge, you're bound to experience resistance and doubt, indifference and impatience during the change process. Trusting in your effort to experience mindful moments, it means honoring the ability to repeatedly become present in the moment, to willingly inhabit a less judgmental stance in relation to your thoughts, your self-image, and when relating with others. So at some point, what you'll likely realize is that all that negative self-talk you've been entertaining, all the opinions of the imaginary audience that you've been listening to, they don't have to be so influential. And eventually, they become less persuasive, becoming more like background noise. By gaining greater trust in yourself and your life, you're more likely to allow it to unfold as it's meant to. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, to be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Explore thoughts and feelings non-judgmentally. When beginning to pay attention to your restless mind, It's not uncommon to realize how often it's generating judgments about liking or disliking, or when trying to differentiate between what's pleasant and unpleasant. So consider this. Almost everything you experience is labeled and judged by the mind. It's an all too common and predictable habit, but most of the time we're unaware. Without your permission, off goes the mind categorizing and judging your current life situation. And just to make sure no stone is left unturned, the mind relishes every opportunity to judge your past and your future. And by remaining unaware of how often judgmental thinking occurs, it can severely impact your ability to perceive what's actually in your control and what's happening in the here and now. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that thinking is a bad thing, or that judgment is a bad thing, or even undesirable. What is important here is to notice when judgmental thinking has come up, and then recognize and relate to it as a mental event, reminding yourself that the intention of your mindfulness practice is to explore thoughts and feelings non-judgmentally, to suspend judgment when you notice it reappearing. Without chasing after judgmental thoughts, you might find yourself experiencing life in your mind with a little more clarity and perspective than you previously had. It could be a real game changer. Accept what is in the here and now. Real quick, acceptance is not something the mind will ever be okay with, ever. It's just something the mind will continuously push back against, even when you have an understanding of what acceptance is and why it's so important when cultivating a mindful life. In a nutshell, acceptance means accepting what you feel, think, see, hear, and have done, even when what you feel, think, see, hear, have done, and or perceive is unpleasant or painful. And so, on the one hand, you don't have to like what's happening in the present moment, or when recalling memories from the past. But on the other, you do have to make room for whatever presently exists, as it's already there. Acceptance is never about turning away from or rejecting what you don't like, just because you don't like it. This actually causes the very thing you don't want to linger and last far longer than you wanted. So, while this mindset of acceptance, it might initially seem reckless or careless, what it does is allow you to come to terms with things that are painful and unpleasant, to see things as they are, not worse than they are, as oftentimes our perception of pain is greatly misunderstood and misled by irrational thoughts and strong feelings. By choosing to accept whatever arises in your life, and allowing yourself to be present with whatever your emotional experience is, as uncomfortable as it might be, over time, what this does is reinforce your ability and willingness to be present with all of life's experiences, and roll with resistance when problematic situations or negative thinking reappears. By making room for acceptance, it's not uncommon for people to have insights that they've needlessly suffered for a long time. Oh, and one final note. Acceptance doesn't mean you should stop trying to break free from your mindless habits or continue to give in to judgmental thinking. It's never about giving up or giving in. It has more to do with accepting what has already happened or is currently happening, and then choosing to do something that falls in line with your values instead. Oh, actually, one more thing. Acceptance doesn't require your agreement. The judgmental mind hates that. When you welcome all of life's experiences and choose what's in line with your values, the negative chatter of the mind lessens in severity. Instead of driving you around in circles, your judgmental thoughts come along for the ride. Stillness over striving to be elsewhere. Mindlessly engaging in our thoughts without having awareness of them is why we end up feeling so overwhelmed and distracted. When lost in thought, we end up conceding our capacity for making conscious choices. As a result, we strive to be elsewhere, grasp at things outside our control, try to become like others, hoping to be happier, and even withdraw from things that were once important to us. Choosing stillness over striving means taking the time to exist as you presently are and having a renewed appreciation for the present moment. It's the opposite of taking life for granted. Choosing stillness over striving isn't about being elsewhere, becoming different, or avoiding life's problems. Rather, it's about accepting the here and now. I can almost guarantee that the mind will compel you to go do all sorts of things to avoid stillness, which ends up looking like, I should get up from this meditation and go rearrange the books on the bookshelf. The mind will never stop making commands or excuses, or basically saying anything to distract you, to get you to avoid whatever appears unpleasant. So, instead of jumping up to rearrange the books on the bookshelf this very instant, your only action is to simply embrace the stillness found in the present moment and rest in awareness with it. You don't have to do anything other than notice whatever happens to be present. And if it's a barrage of urges and desires or thoughts to do something else or be elsewhere, then just notice that without getting caught up in the story behind it. This mindful approach, it helps with interrupting the cycle of automatically reacting to your thoughts. By practicing patience and inhabiting stillness, you'll come to experience a newfound sense of clarity and awareness. And instead of constantly striving for the next thing and then the next thing, all just to avoid feeling unhappy or dissatisfied, stillness over striving, it allows you to make contact with what's truly important, you in the moment. Evaluate the present experience with the beginner's mind. What if you were to experience your life and tomorrow's problems with a mind that was receptive to new possibilities? With a mind that didn't automatically get stuck in the familiar potholes of snap judgments and unfounded assumptions? I think the vast majority of us would say, where do I sign up? The human mind is so accustomed to evaluating and assuming that it doesn't make time for noticing whether it's wrong in any way, or appreciating the remarkable aspects of life that are happening every day. It's so common to become stuck in our old stories and past histories that we often believe that this is just how life is. And this way of thinking, it typically leaves us looking backwards, not forwards. When cultivating a beginner's mind, you're encouraged to see your thoughts as just thoughts, realizing that mental events aren't the entire truth of things, and often not accurate representations of the current situation, or of ourselves. When investigating your thoughts with a beginner's mind, you'll come to realize that your mind has first and foremost always been thinking about you, and that many of your past decisions have been made from a place of mindless self-centeredness, where your needs have always been considered first. Cultivating a beginner's mind means stepping back from the conditioned habits and patterns of the mind, almost like you're on top of a mountain, and your mind is the mountain stream flowing far down below. From this vantage point, it's noticing what judgments and feelings arise when things go your way, and conversely when they don't, and not getting caught up in either state. So the next time you experience something that upsets you, ask yourself if you're looking at it with years of bias and know-it-all, or conversely, through the eyes of a beginner, someone who is looking for objectivity and truth. Often what you'll find is that what you're seeing most of the time are the reflections of your own thoughts and feelings about the present moment experience, and not what is actually happening, not what's present. So become a beginner and see how your life opens up to a whole new way of living.